lot of learners out there from the basic education to postgraduate who are still experiencing test anxiety. Thinking about major examinations, comprehensive examinations, or university admission examination makes one feel anxious. My take on that, maybe because it is due to lack of preparations and not being able to set the mind on the exam. Allow me to share my study habits. These are the ones that I use to share to my students. But before I proceed, please don't forget to subscribe and do click the notification bell for more video updates. Now, as regards what to expect during the exam and what to review would depend on the level you are in. Entrance examinations normally cover reading comprehension, language, science, mathematics, and other items that test one's analytical skills. The best preparation, therefore, is simply to review the basics, such as subject-verb agreement, mathematical equations, and theories in your field of undertaking. Do this at your own pace. For major examination, it is important to know the style of your professor, the one giving the exam. The ideal preparation is at least a week before the exam. Reading your notes after discussions will also ease your burden because that will help you retain important facts and ideas that have been discussed during your class sessions. In this video, I'll be giving you techniques that will be helpful in preparing for your examination, any kind of examination. First, set up a learning ambience. Make it a habit that you assign a spot in your house as your study area. Make this area or space free from distractions to allow you to focus during your study time. Remove the clutter. Get rid of the unnecessary things on top of your table or simply just sort and shine. This will add up to leaning into a better mood to study. Next, create and follow a study session. Assign time for your study session and follow it religiously. Else, it would just be a waste. It would just be like a plan that was not executed. You only need to ensure that the time you allotted for your study session is realistic and workable. Avoid night crawler schedule as you also need to have a good night's sleep. Staying late at night in most of your study sessions is not healthy and can cause you to forget some important details in your topic or lessons. Believe me, this put me into a failure situation, so I changed that habit. It is better to study fresh and not sacrificing time for bed. Third, ready your references. Make sure that you have all the materials you need before you sit down and start reading. Check them too, as they might already be outdated. Remember, everything is dynamic. Some facts, rules may have been updated based on new pieces of evidence. For instance, if you are still glued to what was taught to us that the Philippine archipelago is comprised of 7,107 islands, then you need updating already. And so is your reference material if that material has the same number, 7,107, without mentioning that the National Mapping and Resource Information or NAMRIA has already discovered 534 more islands, which increased the number of islands in the Philippines to 7,641. We also now observe the gender-sensitive language usage. That's why we no longer write or say fireman or fireman, but we now use firefighter, fire crew, or fire brigade. These are just two examples, but there are a lot more on this. Just read and research. Number 4, ready your markers. Maybe you are one of those visual learners. If that is the case, different color of markers will help you in your study habits. Use varied colors of markers or highlighter based on the significance of the readings or items. Try this if it suits you. Number 5, read and explain concepts aloud. Read aloud and explain the concepts out loud. You will find this very useful, especially if you are an auditory learner. Also, research says that the more senses we use, it is likely to store information during studying. Seeing and hearing can make us easy to store and recall information. I do this a lot. It's effective in my case. Number 6, rewrite theories, concepts, and key points using your own words and understanding. Some of students are fond of using outline, handouts, and notes for their reviews. It is best when you do some of your notes, you also write your own discussion of the concepts close enough to the discussion in the books or on the discussions provided by your teacher. You will be surprised that during examination, you can have them just in your fingertips. This is what I observed to be the technique being used by my daughter. So one time I asked her, "Aren't you tired doing that?" She simply told me that such method makes her remember and understand the concepts discussed by her teachers better. So you can also give it a try. Number 7, use mnemonic devices in memorization. You can actually use any strategy or device that is effective to you. One of these is the use of mnemonic device. This is an ancient memory technique, but some find it really still effective because it helps the brain better encode and retrieve information. This is why most of us have implanted in our minds and can no longer forget the 7 colors of the rainbow because of this technique. So we just recall the name Roy G. Biv. And there, it guides us already in completing the 7 colors of the rainbow. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Number 8, take short breaks in between and take healthy snacks. Have a 10-minute break for every 50 minutes of studying. Stand up, stretch a bit, take a deep breath, and you can grab a healthy snack. Then you can start another round of study session. Those are just some tips that you can do in preparing for your exam. Just 3 more reminders. 1, see to it that you have checked the time of your exam and arrive there at the venue early. 2nd, on the day before the examination, rest your mind and sleep early. 3rd, take a good breakfast on the day of the exam. No more reading. So, if you were able to relate to the tips that I have provided and you were able to gain insights, then please comment, like, and subscribe. Recommend this also to your friends. This might really be a very, very useful video for them. And watch out for the next video related to this.